What's up everyone, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all having a great day or night depending on where it is you live. I live here in the beautiful state of Colorado and it's currently snowing outside, which is why I'm doing this video inside. And I'm gonna get right to the point on why you clicked on this video. A while back I had made a video talking about what it is I do for a living and how I was able to afford my GTR. At the time, I think I was 29 of making the video, and since making that video, I've had a lot of people ask me, how do I afford that car, and more information about my job as far as, hey, can you obtain it, or maybe you're interested in that type of line of work and how do you start in that type of industry. And hopefully I can give you as much answers as possible. It's a little confusing if you've never been in this type of line of work, so hopefully I can answer most of your questions and help you for your future if this is something you're thinking about getting into. So let's get right to it. The last video, to make it very short, I told everyone that I was a plant operator. And for those of you who don't know what that is, it's a very basic term across the industry. And a plant operator is just someone who maintains and operates systems across a plant. It's what keeps the entire plant going. You have a bunch of operators in the field making sure the systems are working how they should, and we do minor maintenance on them. Now, how do you get into this type of line of work? I stumbled upon this on accident and I got very lucky to get in this type of line of work. So for those of you that are thinking about getting into this line of work and don't know where to start, hopefully I can help you with a little bit of information. One of the questions I was asked was, do you need a college degree to get into this type of line of work? The answer is no, not really. You don't need a college degree. I don't have a college degree. And what you might need to obtain though are some licenses. So let me give you a little bit more explanation on what that is and what I mean by licenses. Depending on what plant you go to, if it's a utility plant, so every city, state that you live in is going to have a utility plant. It's your water plants, your electrical plants, stuff like that. If you decide to get into the water plant, for instance, there are levels of licenses that you can be. I'm not 100% sure on this, but I think it varies on region or state that you live in. Here, I believe it goes off of alphabetical. So I think D is the lowest level. That's like entry level, your water treatment license that you can get, or certification that you can get. And then I think it goes all the way up to an A. If you're an A, just understand that if that's something you're looking to get, that is gonna take some school. That is going to take a lot of on-job training, studying. You might have to go to, like I said, you're probably going to have to go to classes and stuff, but that is down the line if that's something you're thinking about getting into. And that is a profession that usually pays pretty well. This is pretty much a rough ball estimate, but I have heard estimates of someone who has the highest level for their water treatment license of making upwards of $200,000 a year. And I can't verify that, but that's rumor that I've heard from other people that have had their water treatment licenses. But they do say that does take some time to get. So if that's something you're interested in, understand you can look these up online on how to get your water treatment license, what kind of classes you need to do. It'll probably give you some study guides online. So if that's something you're interested in, that's one way of getting into this line of industry, of being a plant operator. And like I said before, plant operator is a very basic name for us. You go by utility operators, process operators. I've even heard us, some jobs our title would be something like stationary engineer, which sounds a lot better than plant operator. I use plant operator because that's a very basic term for everything. So understand that as you just read your job descriptions on what it is, and usually if it says something like running systems and stuff like that, you're probably going to be a plant operator. It might be just called something different at whatever plant it is you are applying to. A lot of plants too, and not just plants, anything large like your major hotels, they're all going to use boilers as well. So that's another way of getting into this line of work. You can look online on how to get your boiler certification and everything. So understand, if you get your boiler license, your water license, all this, most of them are per state. So for instance, if you're down in Florida and you get your water treatment license down there and you decide to move up here to Colorado, you're gonna have to redo your certifications. Now, I don't know what that entails of and how much what difference it is, but that's my understanding of it. Is if you move from state to state, it does differ, and you have to do some certification over again. I don't know if it's the whole process. That's something you might have to look more into, but just a heads up on that. So now back to the boilers. There's a lot of plants and major, like all of Vegas, all those large casinos, they all have boilers, and that's what helps for any of your hot waters, even your HVAC. It all uses boilers. So if that's something you're looking into getting into, there's tons of information out there on how to get your boiler license and your certifications. Understand that this is not something, if you're looking for something you can just jump into easily, and you have to put very little time in and to make a lot of money, that's not necessarily the case. You can make a lot of money in this line of work. It may not be right at first, but if you give it time, down the line you can get jobs that pay very, very good for an operator. So understand when getting into this, if you decide not to go the route of trying to get your certifications and your licenses for your boilers or water treatment, you can also, there's plenty of jobs out there that I've seen where they will give you on-job training. So it's pretty much an apprenticeship. So if you decide to go that route, understand right off the bat, you may not be paid a whole lot, but it'll open doors for you that you couldn't imagine. My recommendation is take those, if that's your only opportunity into getting in this line of work, take that chance. Do the apprenticeship, learn everything you can. And if they hire you as a full-timer, take that job. Learn everything you can about that. And then if they're still not paying, if you're not satisfied with your pay, your location, or what it is you're doing, understand, like I said, that opened up so many doors for you. You could start applying to other places. And if you're willing to move states, there's definitely a lot of jobs out there, and they need good operators. So understand that at first you may not make a high dollar, but down the line, if you're willing to put in the time and effort and hard work, you can make great money this way. They need operators for everything. I'll give you a few more examples. Here in the state of Colorado, we have two large alcohol plants. You have your Budweiser and you have your Coors. They're more on the very end of Denver. I think the ones in Littleton, or Golden, Colorado. I'm pretty sure one's in Golden, Colorado. But they need operators to run those plants. So it's not necessarily that you're running plants for utilities. You could be running anything with these large facilities that takes a lot of equipment to make, run, or get rid of waste. They all need operators. So there's a vast majority of jobs out there for you if this is something you're thinking about getting into. I know it's a very just explanation on how to get into this. I hope I answered some key points. Off the top of my head, there's a lot you can do. If you have any work with HVAC, installing, that helps a lot too. Put that on your resume. You want to make that resume look as great as possible when you're applying for these jobs. You want to show that you've had experience in whatever it is they are doing. And I know that's very common sense, but a lot of people seem to overlook that. There's something I want to touch note on back to if you decide to get an apprenticeship. A lot of other plants and operations, they want to, when hiring, they kind of look at how long you've been doing this for. Obviously, the longer, the better. That goes without saying. But I think the minimum requirements of most job sites for plant operators is they kind of want to see like 2 years. So if this is something you're going to get into and you get that apprenticeship and you get on full time, put in the time, put in those 2 years, and then you could apply for so much other things that's out there, and then open up more doors. Never be afraid to take that leap and learn. I thought this is something I never thought I'd ever be part of. I'm not mechanically inclined. I'm not very smart. I failed, if we're going back to it, my roots. In high school, I was probably towards the bottom of my graduating class. I had a hard enough time paying attention in school. And life hit hard after high school. And I realized, man, I'm probably gonna have to work hard my entire life because I messed around too much in high school and I didn't pay attention. And then I was fortunate enough land a job at a place where people had a different mentality, and they took me under their wing and they showed me, hey, this is what you need to do. This is what you need to be trying to learn for your future. You don't want to be, breaking your back every day. So hopefully I've answered some of your questions so you can get in on this as early as possible, and hopefully you're even younger than I was when I started this, and you can start making that good money too. Now, like I said, it is hard work. You will have to do a lot of studying. I've had to do a few years of certifications, and down the line it's paid off. So if you're, like I said, I hate to kick a dead horse, but hard work, dedication, and just a lot of effort into something can change your life. I hope I answered most of your questions. If I didn't, post down in the comments down below. I will try to respond to as many comments as possible. If you have more information on this, or if there's something particular I didn't cover, I'm pretty sure there are a lot of things I didn't cover. It's very hard to explain this whole process, but hopefully I answered the questions on how to get into this type of line of work, and what the requirements are. So until next time, guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Hopefully it was very informative. If you do like it, please smash that like button. And if you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe. I apologize if I haven't put out as much content as I want to. This is another thing. My job, the hours are really long, and they're kind of a pain in the butt hours, but the juice is worth the squeeze. So that's why I keep doing it. I would like to do this full time, maybe one day, but until then, oh my God, I gotta keep my day job. I will try to post as much as possible, and if you guys like this type of stuff and leave a lot of comments saying, hey, asking questions, then it kind of shows me what you guys are interested in. I will be doing more on the car. Actually, recently just replaced out the wheels on there. I'll probably be doing a video of that. I actually just got back from SEMA, I think like 2 weeks ago. SEMA's been over for a while now, for a few weeks. But if you guys want to see my trip to SEMA, let me know in the comments down below and I'll make a video out of that. I'll probably make a video of it anyway. Till next time, guys, subscribe if you haven't already. Smash that like button. Have a good one.